Welcome to the 7th episode of the Niagara Grit podcast. It's been a week. This is the 7th episode. We're only 6 weeks in. 1 week I did 2 episodes because, we had that mess up with the mics and I missed half the audio on a show. I felt bad I had to do another show. But anyways, we're back. It's a good week, kind of. We got to go with what went on. Cold week. I'll tell you what, man. The temperatures out there, man, this past weekend were really cold. A little warmer today, into the 30s. And today is, I don't even know the date, but it's Tuesday. But let me see the date up on here. Jesus. It is Tuesday, February 10th. I had to take the gritty glasses off. So, yeah, here we are, Tuesday, February 10th, 2026, episode number 7 of the Niagara Grit. So hit those subscribe and like buttons if you're listening. We appreciate it. Everything you guys do. Watching us, watching me, your host. And we have some more people on. I promise. It's just so hard to get people on to commit. People say they want to come on. And they'll commit. We'll get there. It's part of my problem, too, because of my work schedule. So here's the thing, too. I've been taping on Monday or Tuesday. Now football season's over. How about the Seattle Seahawks? Yep, big victory. We'll get into that. But football season's over, so I'm going to try to tape on Sundays. I think it'll be a lot better for me. I have a little bit more time to mess around with stuff and get stuff in order. But, yeah, it was a good week. So I wanted to also thank our sponsor coming up. The sponsor we got, Total Fence. He's been doing a lot for us. He keeps calling me. We got to get that thing, but again, that's my fault. I got to get to the store. He gave us some money for not a laptop, for a desktop, so I can use more equipment. Very appreciated of Total Fence. If you ever need a fence, give him a call. He helps us out a lot. And with that said, we're going to take these gritty glasses off so I can go over my show notes, because I do write notes. Some of us use AI. I use AI here and there. Who don't, right? But what I use it for is to schedule my show. I'll schedule a show. I'll go through, have them schedule 6 shows for me and have a breakdown for me. And then I'll go through the 6 or 7 shows, and I'll pick a little bit out of each show how I want to do it. And I'll add stuff. So that's what I do, just to help me out, get me going. Don't really use it for research. I do my own research on Google or stuff that I know off the top of my head, or, from watching TV and other stuff like that. But yeah, so with that said, we're going to go over the show today. Something new here on the Niagara Grit. We're going to have each week from here on out, I'm going to try something a little new. We had a logo made up through AI. AI helps with logos. That's what I mainly use it for, because they do a good job. That's for 6 or 7 logos. I'll pick out the one I like. This one, first one popped up, I liked. And it's going to be for Niagara County schools only. The Niagara Grit High School Athlete of the Week. We're only dealing with Niagara County schools, though, because we're in the Niagara Grit. I'm not going to go all Western New York. I'm going to hit the local kids here, kids I might know, or some kids that you might know, whoever watches the show. But yeah, that's what we're going to do with that. So that's going to be on the show today. We're also going to talk about a little bit of, so football's over. You know what that means. Baseball's around the corner here. And we got catchers and pitchers reporting. Grapefruit League starts October 20th, I believe. October 20th. Jeez, where's my head? February 20th. And so, yeah, we're going to do that. But we're not even really talking MLB. We're talking a little, yeah. Do you people know what that is? That's Niagara Falls Americans. All right? That's the jersey I got on. Casella, he's one of their sponsors. I got it. I'm wearing a jersey, so let me see if I can fix the camera here a little bit. Look. Yeah, look at that. There we go. There's the Americans logo. So, yeah, I'm a big Niagara Falls Americans fan because it's local. I walked in the stadium, get some beers, get some hot dogs, have some popcorn, peanuts. It's something to do. And they play about 23-something, 24, maybe 25 home games a year. I'm not positive what the schedule is. But I go to a lot of games. I've even gone to away games. Speaking of away games. So they play out of the PGCBL. which is basically the former New York Penn League. And growing up as a kid, it was the Niagara Falls White Sox. I think we had the Pirates. It ended with the Rapids, Niagara Falls Rapids. Some stupid mayor screwed it all up. It's always the mayor's fault. Whoever they are, it's always a different mayor's fault, but it is. But yeah, so we were talking about this, and I've been to a couple of away games to the Muck Dogs. Can someone tell me what a damn Muck Dog is? And let me tell you, them Muck Dogs, they're great fans. Like their fans are, their fans are just as happy as we. They're great fans, just like Niagara Falls American fans. I like their fans. We had a good time when we go up there. We rattle each other a little bit. They rattle us. We rattle them. It's all good fun. So, but I don't know the Batavia Muck Dog. What the hell is a Muck Dog? Like when I first heard Muck Dog, I was thinking it was some kind of special hot dog or something. But with that said, I'm going to give a call out here to a listener, a watcher of the Niagara Grit. He also is on other shows that I listen to, other podcasts I listen to. We talk in chat rooms and stuff. And so I told him I'd give him a call out. So I'm going to give him a call out. The call out goes to, I got to take off the gritty glasses, Coach Drunk Chris Curtis. Coach Drunk Chris Curtis. When I first seen his picture, I thought he was the Bulldog. He's got a picture of the Bulldog. I'll pull it up here so you guys see it. That's what I thought it was. But hey, maybe it is the Bulldog in disguise. No, it's not, I don't think. But he's a good guy. Listens to the podcast. Thank you, Chris. We appreciate it. Appreciate all the comments. He's probably our most effective commenter on the comments. Got a lot of people some people put comments in there. He's always on there saying, great show. And we appreciate that here at the Niagara Grit. So thank you, Coach Drunk Chris Curtis. There's your call out, buddy. I told you I'd get you. But back to the baseball teams. It's the Americans' year. Muck Dogs had their chance last year. They blew it, unfortunately. Hey, I was cheering for them. Once the Americans are out, I'm a Muck Dogs fan. Their stadium atmosphere is great, by the way. They pack a lot of fans in there, and it's really fun, I'm telling you. So get out to some of these PGCBL games, wherever you're from, and you're going to see good baseball. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more. And then, what else do I have written down here? Niagara Falls Americans, we'll talk Bandits. Not a good week, not a good year so far for the Buffalo Bandits. We're going to get to them a little bit, not too much, a little bit. But it's not looking good for a four-peat. I'll tell you that right now. They're struggling a little bit. I think they lost 4 in a row now. Want to wait to do a show on them until they won. But, man, we might be waiting till the cows come home if I wait that long. And then the second one, then we just talk Super Bowl and some Sabres hockey. And we'll end it with that. I'm going to try to do a quick show tonight. It's already getting long. I'm already too long into this introduction. So with further ado and further said, let's start out with our first of the week. Our first of the year. It's our first time. We did talk about a little bit of Lockport basketball last time, but that was not the high school athlete of the week because I just induced that into my podcast. We'll try to do it once a week. Okay? We're trying to do it once a week and see how it goes. And if it works, I'm sure it will work. I really like giving these kids all the stuff they need. Let me pull up who I'm pulling up for the athlete of the week here. I already got it all down on the computer. Who I named athlete of the week. I do use other stuff. Why is that door creaking? Oh, who is it? The one and only Pucker has walked through the door. I'm sure you people know it. Drunk Chris Curtis knows Pucker. He's just walked through the door. How you doing, Pucker? He just waves hi. He doesn't even talk. I hear the door creaking open. I thought it was a wind. I thought someone was breaking in. But anyways, we're going with high school athlete of the week here. And just Niagara County schools. So I'm going to name the schools that we're going to look at. It's going to be Barker, Lewiston, Lockport, Newfane, Niagara Falls High School, Niagara Wheatfield, North Tonawanda, Roy Hartland, Starpoint, and Wilson. Those are your Niagara County high schools. So those will be the ones involved for the high school athlete of the week. Okay? And as you see the nice picture we got up here of that. It's great. It's a good logo. So with the first one, with further ado, I got to pull up here. I'm going to read the story. So when I look at this stuff up, they may have been named athlete of the week somewhere else already. I'm not stealing anything. You could say I'm stealing it, but I'm not stealing it. Trust me. I just need information from the internet. I'm not going to go into all these games, so I find out what people are doing, and I pick one. They name 10, I pick one. So this is going back to last week, actually. So it's a little later than I wanted. Look at that. I got the spectacles on. They're not working too well, though, these bifocals. I got to tell you, I got to get something different. But we're on here with the high school athlete week, the Niagara Grit High School Athlete of the Week. And my first Niagara Grit High School athlete of the week is going to be a young lady named Giselle Allen. She is a wrestler for Niagara Falls High School Wolverines in Wheatfield. I think they combine. I think that's what they do. I'm going to read a little clip here and tell you why she's the athlete of the week. She's also named the Western New York Athletics Athlete of the Week that week. So that's good job for Giselle. So what she is, she's a female wrestler. And this is the story I got. I'm going to read it to you. It says, Giselle played a massive role in Niagara Wheatfield / Niagara Falls' victory in the first Section 6 Girls Dual Meet Championship. Giselle went 3-0 in crucial wins by pin to help the Falcons win the title. So it says help Falcons win the title, but I think it's Niagara Falls Wolverines and Falcons put together. And yeah, so with that said, she's going to be the Niagara Grit's first athlete of the week, and their thrilling 33-27 win over their Niagara County rival, Lockport. We had Lockport on last week. Giselle was a big winner by pin over returning New York State tournament qualifier against Sweet Home. She contributed to the 52-point team total with another pin over a returning top 3 Section 6 place winner. Finally, in the title match against the top seeded Chautauqua Lake, Giselle came up with another crucial pin to seal the match for the Falcons, Niagara Falls Wolverines, with 2 bouts left in the duel. So there you go. She put it all on the line. So congratulations to the first Niagara Grit High School Athlete of the Week, Giselle Williams. So congratulations, Giselle. If anyone knows her, you can mention it to her. She might see it, she might not. Who knows? Hey, we're from Niagara Falls. It's the Niagara Grit. Next week we'll have another one for you. This one, like I said, was a week late because by the time I picked her, I wanted to do the show on Saturday. I'm telling you, I ran out of time. I really did. So with that said, that's it. I'm going to continue on with this segment, and we're going to roll in to the Niagara Falls Americans. We just had a little talk about them. I'm excited for this season. I hope they have some returning players. I really think that their center fielder should have won Player of the Year last year. That Grant Moore, really good player. He got injured like with about a week and a half left of the season. I think it's got to be why he didn't win. The kid had, I don't know the stats completely. I'd have to look him up, but he got on first base. He was on third in 2 pitches sometimes. Kid could fly. They had a lot of stolen bases, and he got hurt week before season, diving for a ball, showing the grit. That calls for the Niagara Grit classes to come on. He was showing the grit, made a dive and catch, ended up hurting his tendons in his thumb. He had to get surgery. He's out. I guess he missed his fall ball. Not sure if he's going to be back. He could be. We'll see. Wait till the rosters come out. He could go up higher play, though. The kid's really good. And with that said, I'm really excited for the season. So the reason why I brought him up, because football's over, as you know. And they come out with their schedule opener here. I'm going to read it for you. So the Niagara Falls Americans announced the 2026 schedule and stadium improvements. Stadium improvements that I've seen, it's a very nice new scoreboard. So the old scoreboard was, it would not work sometimes, multifunction, lights would go out, you couldn't read it. It was small. I mean, this thing was from I think it's from the mid-'80s. So you could tell that, it needed to be replaced. Finally, the city stepped up, got a grant, or somehow got some money, and put in the improvements. I mean, the field is great. As you all know, 2 years ago, they put in the new AstroTurf in there. No more rainouts. They rain out here and there if they're downpouring, But if you get a little bit of rain, usually they can play. And then you got the scoreboard, like I just said. It's very nice. It's got a video board on there. It's decent size. Decent size. Could be a little bigger. There goes Pucker 6. He's running up the stairs. Why is this guy always interfering in my podcast? Somebody get on this guy. You guys get on him in your chats. Mess with him a little bit. Good kid. But anyways, we're going to the Niagara American scoreboard and a new sound system. Let me tell you, I sat at home the one day when they were testing it out. That thing's loud, boy. That thing's loud. I'm 2 blocks away. I can hear clear thing. Probably going to be a lot of neighbors bitching about it during game days. Who knows? But I tell you what, I'm excited for this Niagara Falls American season. And I'm going to go over the little write-up they had in their thing. So I'm going to read it to you. Niagara Falls Americans of the PGCBL are ready for the 3rd season at Sale Magley Stadium this summer. Sale Magley Stadium received updates and improvements before the 2026 season begins. Let me take a sip. You start talking, you lose your goddamn breath. So the 2026 PGL-CBL schedule has been released with the Americans opening day. Write it down, people. Friday, June 5th at 6:35 p.m. with a post-game fireworks celebration sponsored by, you guessed it there, Seneca Casino. Let me tell you, these are some great fireworks. Best fireworks in the PGCBL. I'm sorry, everybody else who put the fireworks show on, you can't top these ones. They're great. I mean, I was in shock and awe when I watched them, but thinking, wow, for a little baseball team like this to have it, well, the casino sponsors them. They got a lot of money, so that's good. So yeah, for the 2026 home games will start at 6:35, except for Sunday home games, which will be 4:05. That's good. I like that. So kind of getting like a little afternoon game, maybe. There'll be double headers too. We'll start at 1. I'm sure of that. You know, you'll have rainouts. You got to make them up. This season, the Americans will host their first Education Day game on Tuesday, June 11th at 12 p.m. So it sounds like it's going to be schools. So for all you schools out there, as they take on the Niagara Ironbacks, they're out of St. Catharines. Local schools are invited out for the day of education, fun, and baseball. To register school or get more information, email General Manager Mark Witt, W-I-T-T, and you can email him at markwitt.canusa@gmail.com. I'll throw this up there as I'm talking too, and we'll get his email there. Also, some news for the PGBCL this year. Welcome to new opponent. The Olean Oilers have now joined the PGCBL. They will make the league even at 16 teams. Yes, folks, 16 teams, 8 in each division. It's great baseball, I'm telling you. And the best is you can go to away games. I mean, yeah, Jamestown, hour and a half, 2 hours. It's fun. It really is. And some fan bases really get into it, especially the muck dogs, man. Muck dogs, I don't know. They're a little mucky. But anyways, be on the lookout for the 2026 promotion schedule. That's not out yet. That's coming out. And stay updated with the latest American baseball news on our social media pages. If you are interested in bringing your group or business out the game at Sale Magley Stadium, you can also email Mark Witt and set something up. The complete schedule is available at www.niagarafallsamericans.com. So that's good to know. The schedule's out. We're ready to go. The Sale Magley Stadium was also awarded several improvements for the Niagara Falls. This is what we already talked about. Brand new electronic message board right out in front. That's pretty neat. You drive down High Park Boulevard, there's a message board out in front, and it's video, it's audio. It's going to tell you when the games are on. So instead of looking for a little sign out there, a lot of people didn't see it. You got a picture. Yeah, I really like that feature added. So that's going to work. The city of Niagara Falls also installed the new sound system I just talked about, and they received a new digital scoreboard as well. That's with a little video board. So that's through 2 years of improvements. And, man, I'm telling you, I'm excited for the season because let me tell you, last year we made the playoffs. And only our second year in the league, we made the playoffs. Way to go, Americans. So that's what we're going to go over right now. So that's the last of this article. Since the last season, the Americans clinched their first ever playoff berth in just their second season. The Falcons fell short in the West Division Championship round, losing to the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. I still don't know what a tarp skunk is. I'm trying to figure out what a muck dog is. What the hell is a tarp skunk? That's another time for a different debate, because that's it for right now for the Niagara Falls Americans. Let's get ready and let's pack that stadium there on June 5th, Niagara Falls. We can do it, and we will, because we are the Niagara Grit. Get them gritty glasses on, and we'll be right back with your next segment. We're going to talk a little bit of Bandits, and then go into the Super Bowl, Bills, Sabres talk, and that'll be it for the show. But yeah, we'll be right back. I am your host, Rob Robertowski, here at the Niagara Grit podcast. Welcome back for this second segment on this beautiful, warm, 35-degree Tuesday. We're going to talk Buffalo Bandits. 4-peat, where we're all hoping for. Let me tell you something, don't look good right now. The Bandits right now, the record is 3-5. It's 11th in the division, 11th in the league. Not even in playoffs right now, people. Not good. Give you a little story on this last week's game. I wasn't going to do another podcast on that until they won, but man, we can't wait any longer after this 4-game loser streak. But here's a little story that was on Channel 4 News. I'll read it to you real quick, and we'll get into it. So, an unsettling 4-game losing streak has put the Buffalo Bandits' quest for an unprecedented 4-peat championship. Saturday night's 13-11 defeat against the Philadelphia Wings opponent that had lost 6 straight. They lost 6 straight games, people, and we lost to them. We started the game great. Coming into Banditland, dropping the reigning champions into a tie for 10th place, which I consider 11th place, in the National Lacrosse League standings with a 3-5 record. 8 teams qualify for the playoffs, and the Bandits likely need to win at least 6 of their final 10 games. Can it be done? It can be done. We've done it. The second year we won the championship, we were 5-6. We won out, and we ended up going all the way winning the championship. So it can be done. It's not over yet. Things are just looking bad. So, yeah, and with that said, with the 4-game losing streak, the first time in 8 years the Bandits have had a losing record at midseason. Since 2017. They were 7-1 at this point last year and have averaged 6 wins for the first 8 games over the past decade. So, yeah, we're not playing well. And the good teams find ways to win, Bandits coach John Tavares said. We're finding ways to lose this year for whatever reason. So, yeah, that's what's going on with the Bandits. And, they had a big push for sales. And it's hard to go to these games right now. Like, all the season ticket holders, they sold the goddamn place out practically. You got to sit up in the nosebleeds if you want tickets. I have a feeling some of these people ain't going to be happy. So, hopefully next year, I'll tell you what, if they don't continue to win, I may get season tickets next year if stuff opens up in the 100s. They're very cheap. It's fun. I like going. Been a couple games this year. And I think they lost both of them, to be honest. I just don't understand what's going on this year. I mean, Matt Vince is old, but he still plays well, I think. I think it's the defense. I think it's a lot of the scoring, too. I'm going to go over the stats here for the Bandits. We lost a lot. We lost Frazier. We lost Kluche. So we lost a lot of scorers. So I think the problem really is we're not getting that secondary scoring that we're used to, that we're getting from Kluche and, So we'll go over the stats. I mean, you got Dwayne Smith. He's always, whatever, He's always been good in there. He's got 20 goals, 35 assists. He leads the team with 55 points. That's good enough for sixth in the league. So he's still doing his part. You knew he would. It's Dwayne Smith. Second, Josh Byrne. These guys are like brothers out there. I just hope they stay together for the rest of their careers, man, because Josh Byrne, he only has 12 goals this year. It's not good for him. 31 assists for 43 points. It's usually a little higher. He's not having his greatest year, I don't think. Maybe he's playing injured. I think he's playing a little injured. But, yeah, he's not putting up the stats he did. Then you go Ian McKay. He had a really good game. He's got 14 goals, 15 assists for 29 points. But then you get a drop-off. Kyle Buchanan in with 14 goals, 10 assists. Then you hit the drop-off. After Kyle Buchanan, you got Nanachoke. He's only got 19 points on the season. But I like Nanacho. He's my favorite player, to be honest. He's his grit. When you talk about the Niagara Grit, Nanacho, he's the Niagara Grit player for the Bandits. But after that, it's like it's just a big drop off. It's not much goal scoring going there, and I think that's what has to change. If they don't change it, I don't know what's going to happen here. I mean, we could be looking at a non-playoff team, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hope not. I'm going to keep cheering on the Bandits. The best thing about the Bandits now, though, you can watch every game on TV. Every game's televised. You don't have to go look for it. So that's nice. It's usually on I forget the channel, WB49 or something like that. But it's always on. Just check your TV listings. You'll find it. And you can also pick it up on if you have ESPN Plus. All their games the whole league's on ESPN Plus. You can watch every game. It's cost I think it was $9.99. I got it. Watched a lot of college basketball on there, everything else. But yeah, I just hope they turn this around and get into it. So that's your Bandits report. I don't have much. I've got one more thing on them. Their schedule here coming up. They're on the road this week, the 14th against the Halifax Thunderbirds. Looks like a 7:00 start, 7:30 p.m. on the 14th, Valentine's Day. Hey, buy your lady some flowers, get her some chocolates, tell her let's watch the Bandits on TV. That's a great Valentine's gift, right? Bandits and flowers, chocolates on Valentine's Day. I just set you guys up for your night for the special day. Let's hope you go through with it and give these ladies what they deserve, okay? Put up a lot of our shit out there, that's for sure. So, yeah, their next home game, they're on the road there for a couple weeks. They play Vancouver after that on the 20th, and they're back home against the Saskatchewan Rush on the 27th. I'm hoping when they come back home, they're going for a third game in a row. We need some wins, people. We have to turn this thing around, get it going. Like I said, I'm going to go. We lost 4 in a row. Lost this week was bad, losing to the Wings 13-11. You got slaughtered by the Colorado Mammoth 20-9. That was not good. You lost a tight one to the Black Bears, the Ottawa Black Bears 10-9, and you lost to the Rochester Nighthawks 12-9. So, I mean, like I said, you're hearing a lot of nines, right? Almost lost the goddamn thing. You're hearing a lot of nines, okay? So we'll get the nines out of the way. Let's pick that up to 15. Tripod almost fell. So I'm going to end the segment before we fall off. I'm a little crooked here. Let's get these grit glasses on. Bandits, let's come on. Let's come back and get approved, okay? Improved, Bandits. We need some wins, okay? That's the end of your Buffalo Bandits segment. We're going to come right back, do a little bit of Super Bowl talk. Not much on the Bills. I'll go over the Sabres. Getting a little nervous, people. I'll tell you why when we come back. I'm your host, Rob Rapatowski. This is Niagara Grit, the Niagara Grit podcast, and we'll be right back to talk some Super Bowl. Welcome back to this third segment of the Niagara Grit today. This could be the last one. Run out of time here. We're going to talk a little bit of Super Bowl, huh? How about those Seattle Seahawks? 29-13 win. Those 13 points were kind of scored at the end of the game when the game was, Seattle gets that lead. They just go to that prevent defense. They did their job. They ended it, did what they had to do. Man, did New England look not good. Like Derek or May, whatever the hell his name is, the quarterback. I think that's the worst quarterback outing I ever seen in the Super Bowl. That's my honest opinion. Diggs was supposed to be this big guy. I think he had 34 yards total or something, a very low catch total. It just didn't look good, man. I mean, I'm watching the game and trying to get into the commercials and stuff and having a good time watching it. I watched it by myself, by the way. I come home from that cold on Friday. I'm not leaving the house. I got some stuff to eat, and I was home alone. Nobody was home. So I just watched it by myself. I was in bed watching it in the third quarter. I fell asleep a little bit, woke up back in the fourth quarter, and 29-13. But I just couldn't believe they weren't scoring. They weren't moving the ball. They weren't doing nothing. But it was great to see Portney, that David Portney, all pissed off all week. I love that. He's putting another shot at Bills fans, by the way, by saying, what did he say? Man, is it hard to lose a Super Bowl. Man, it takes its toll on you. I can't imagine being a Bills fan and losing 4 in a row. That guy could suck the big one. You know what I'm saying? And Bills Mafia, if he ever comes back to Buffalo, let him hear it. You know, if he's in here eating pizza or anything, get behind him and boo him. Something. That guy's an idiot, man. I mean, you guys lost. You put all this big stuff up into there, and you got your butts whipped. Everybody knew they didn't play anybody. I said it all week. So these guys haven't played anybody. They're finally going to play a team, and you're going to see what happens. And let me tell you, the Niagara Grit was right. We've seen what happened. They got killed. But I got to tell you, even with that said, man, it wasn't a fun Super Bowl to watch. Very boring, I thought. Yeah, there's 29 points scored by the winning team. I just did not think that it was a Super Bowl. And let's face it, when you got a team in there like New England Patriots, you shouldn't be there in the first place. The easiest walk in. Just you're going to have a game like that. We've seen it coming. Vegas must have lost a ton of money because everybody took Seattle. That was the only thing I was nervous about. I thought, people try to say the game's fixed. It's not fixed. If it was fixed, then Seattle would have lost. They covered the spread. Everything was covered. So, yeah, it is what it is. And how about that Walker? As the first quarter, second quarter, he had 85 yards rushing already. And I said to myself, we're going to have a running back MVP. And sure enough, he was the MVP. Let's go over some of the stats from this game. They weren't great, I'll tell you that. For either team, I didn't think they were that great. Got these stupid bifocals on, but okay. She's a loading. The final score is 29-13. We had Sam Darnold. He only had a rate at 74.7 quarterback rating. He threw for 202 yards, 1 TD. Wasn't great, but he got the job done. Good for Sam Darnold. After seeing ghosts in the beginning of his career, remember that? Yeah, when he's playing for the Jets, seeing ghosts. I remember that. But yeah, he had okay game, but it's Sam Darnold. And Drake May, 79.1, actually ended up with a higher quarterback rating than Sam Darnold. Like I said, boring ass Super Bowl, right? Just super boring. I couldn't even get into it. And some people didn't watch. It just NFL dropped the ball on that one, man. I'll tell you. So yeah, he had 295 yards throwing. A lot of that came in garbage time, though. When the game was sort of over, game's over. They brought in some garbage time where he just got some more yardage. But I don't understand how he got more yards than Darnold. And then there's your in the rushing yards, Drake May, 5 carries, 37 yards. Thank God he didn't win the MVP. He didn't deserve it, people. Second-year player, you couldn't give him the MVP. Sorry. He was not the MVP of NFL football season. Not even close. I don't even know who they gave it to, but I heard it wasn't him. And then you had Kenneth Walker, the Super Bowl MVP. He did have 27 carries for 135 yards. He did not score a TD. So that's what I'm saying, man. You could have gave it to almost anybody. Your leading receivers of the game was Matt Collins for New England. He had 4 receptions for 78 yards and a TD. Cooper Kupp, 6 receptions for 61 yards. He was the leader in receiving for Seattle. I'm just going over the leaders here, giving us something to talk about. Just Derek Hall, 2 sacks, 2 solo tackles. He had a heck of a game, a lot of quarterback pressures. I think he could have been the MVP in my eyes. This is a game you could have given a defensive player the MVP. But they gave it to the running back, which is fine. He had a good game. And I even said, like I said earlier, I thought he was going to get it when he had 85 yards. It just looked like one of them games. So, yeah, I mean, they jumped out to a halftime lead. A lot of field goals. Why? He could have given the field goal kicker, could have got the MVP. He kicked like 5 field goals, I think, before they got a touchdown. They went in half up 9-0, 12-0 after the end of the third quarter. And finally in the fourth quarter, we had a touchdown. Boring Super Bowl. And that's the end of the NFL season, boys. It's over. It's done. It's gone. We got a big off season coming up for the Bills. That's why we're talking about Bills right now. Not too much. We're going to talk a little Bills, and just I don't know what to think of the Bills right now. I'm a little nervous. Still nervous about Brady. We got to let stuff play out. I think we're going to lose some players. I think Dawson Knox could be gone. Milano could be gone. The latest trade rumors, the two biggest names in the trades is Keon Coleman, who I'm pretty sure he's going to be gone. Who knows? But and another very interesting one because of his cap. The Bills are up against the cap, even though it went up. Is Deion Dawkins? I heard that today, and I don't know, man. I don't think Josh wants him to go. That's Josh's boy, and I can't see the Bills getting rid of Deion Dawkins. I really can't. So yeah, that's all I really have for the Bills right now. I didn't do much research this week on them. I'm sure now that the season's over, the off-season moves can start to be made. We're going to talk a little bit of that in the off-season. Get ready for the draft. I'll have Brad Weber on here again when the draft is done. And we'll talk about some of these rookies that got drafted and how they're due for fantasy football, as he's our fantasy football correspondent, Brad Weber. Also our Coyote Hunter correspondent, Brad Weber. He's the only one who's been on the show so far. But yeah, we're going to go with that, with football and the Bills. Let's talk some, real quick, some Olympics, not much. The USA hockey team, girls, women's, I think they're 3-0. They played Canada today at 2 o'clock. I did not get the results. Let me see if I can pull something up on this. See who won. Canada had a scary injury. I know that. Wasn't really going to talk Olympics, but we talk a little bit here. USA, Canada, women's hockey. Oh, geez. Canada's not going to be happy. So, yes. How about them USA women? They're on a destiny here, man. They're going to win everything. They beat Canada today 5-0. Canadians didn't even score. This is their game. How about USA, USA, USA? Good job to the women's. The men's start tomorrow. So I'm going to pay a lot of attention to the men's. We got 2 Olympians there. We got Rasmus Dahlin for Finland. I think is it Finland or Sweden? I don't even know. And then you got Tage Thompson for the good old US of A. I think he can put up some numbers there and make a name out for himself. If he does, he's going to have he's going to finish a heck of a season. I'll tell you that. Watch out for the Sabres in a second after the Olympics. I think we're going to turn it around here. We had a little slump. But yeah, and one more thing on the Olympics. Prayers out to Lindsey Vonn. She had a nasty crash there. Man, I watched her trial run the day before her crash, and I said to myself, she don't look good. Torn ACL, you can't be skiing on that. I know it's her last Olympics. She wanted to give it a try. She looked good in all those videos trying to get herself hyped up. But let's face it, I think that the nervousness of making that wrong turn on the knee, she took that turn a little too quick. She looked like she got her arm caught in the thing there, and down she went like 15, 20 seconds into that run. She was airlifted out, broken leg. But she's in good spirits. That's good. But prayers to Lindsey Vonn in a quick recovery. With that said, we'll go over the Sabres losing streak here pretty quickly. Not going to get too much into them because they're off. But, yeah, they lost their 2 games. I thought it was a big win in Tampa, right? I mean, a big loss. They lost, but I thought it was a big game for them. They got a point out of it. Okay? But they had the lead then. They should have got 2. But I was really happy with the point. I said to myself, as long as we're come back home to the Pittsburgh Penguins and Sidney Crosby, they're not that good. We should have an easy win there. Got trounced pretty good, 5-2. I did not watch that game, so I don't have much to say about it. I was busy that night. So, I end the podcast, the 7th episode with that. I said it was going to be quick. And quick it was. And I think it was only like a 35, 40-minute podcast. Which is fine. It's gonna slow down. It's gonna pick up. We're gonna have high ones, and we're gonna get some viewers on here. So with that said, I still want to thank again our sponsor, Total Fence. Thank you for everything you do for us. We're gonna be in contact with him. We're gonna get him on the show. He's got a nice camp up in the Springville area. Love Springville. And one more call out: the Coach Drunk. I got it. Coach Drunk Chris Curtis. Not the Bulldog. Go Muck Dogs. Psych! Go Americans. So that's it for the show. And we will get gritty here on the Niagara Grit podcast. All right? And I'm your host, Ra Bertowski. And I hope you listen. Hit that like and subscribe button. And we'll see you next time here on the Niagara Grit podcast.